I'll be there in a second. We have core strength, a little bit of yoga to warm up. Let's do this, y'all. 30 minutes, give or take. We're gonna start off in standing as I move my plants out of the way. Nice standing warm-up sequence, a little bit of a vinyasa flow. Modify as needed. This class is for you. This is about 30 minutes of core strength, a little bit of stretching and mobility. Replays go up after under my core class playlist. Check it out. Subscribe to my channel. I am Dara. Let's get started. Come to the middle of your mat. We're going to start off in standing with our sun salutation, a nice mellow yoga warm-up just to get our bodies moving. And again, think about what you want to get out of class for today. Is it just more stretching, more core strength, relaxation, flexibility? Whatever it is, this class is for you. Take a nice long inhale here, lengthen through the spine. Exhale it out, swan dive the arms all the way down, hang out in forward fold. Knees are nice and soft. We are starting off slow our first round. Let's just kind of ease our way into this flow. So we're going to be in standing, a little bit of yoga, then come down onto the mat for our core strength, and then stretch and be done in 30 minutes. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, straighten the knees out, get a nice stretch in the hammies. Hold it here, pull the belly in, abs are engaged, one breath here. Exhale, hands down, step back into plank. Do we have some plank today? Yeah, we have a few. We'll have some planks. I was just talking about planks. Great way to get in some shoulder strength with your core. Hold it here for one breath. Tuck the chin in. Push yourself away from the mat. Spread your fingers wide. Exhale, knees down, slowly lower chaturanga, nice and smooth. Uncurl your toes. Set yourself up for this first little baby back bend. Inhale, cobra up. Mellow. Take it easy, you guys. Nice and chill this first round. Maybe kind of lean side to side, checking in with your body. One breath here. Exhale back down. Uncurl your toes, downward facing dog. Push yourself back, booty up high to the sky. Flatten out that upper back. Pedal those feet out. Get a nice calf and ankle stretch. This is one of my favorite ways to stretch out my calf and my ankles for my runners and my cyclists, myself included. Nice active calf and ankle mobility here. Push yourself away, drive the hips up high, flatten out that upper back. Take one more breath. And then we're gonna go through this whole sequence again. Walk the feet up to your hands. Take your time, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Tailbone all the way up to your head coming up last. Inhale, reach to the sky. Lengthen, get tall. I'm not that tall, but I'm trying to get tall. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold, arms all the way down. Hang on, forward fold, shake it out. Shake all that tension out. Shake it all out. Knees are nice and soft. Hang out here, one breath. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, pull the belly in, abs are braced. This is your hip hinge for my deadlift fans. Nice hip hinge here, belly is braced. One breath. Hands come down, plank number 2, step it back. Speeding up ever so slowly, speeding up. I don't know if that makes sense, but we're speeding up in our second round. Hold it here. Spread your fingers wide. Push yourself away from the mat. Engage your shoulders. Tuck your chin in. Abs are bracing here. Breathe, one breath. Exhale, lower either knees down or all the way down. Chaturanga, nice and controlled. Uncurl your toes. If you want to come all the way up into this up dog stretch, go for it. Now is your chance, or cobra or baby cobra, whatever feels good to you. Right? I have my abs engaged. Pull my shoulders down the back. Open up the chest here. This should just feel like a nice stretch. Opening up the chest, nice stretch into the lower back. Last breath here. Exhale back down. Downward facing dog again. Pedal those feet out. Drive the hips up high. Nice V. This should look like a sort of upside down V, right? Not rounded. Flatten that upper back. Pedal those feet. pedal, pedal, pedal. We've got one more round and then we're moving on. We are gonna do a little bit of inchworm walking out into planks today. No chair pose. Even though I love my chair pose, we'll do that next week. Last breath here. Walk your feet up. Let's flow one more time, rolling up, head coming up last. Articulate through your whole spine. Inhale, reach to the sky last time. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the arms all the way down. Knees are nice and soft. Hang out here for one breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Straighten those knees if that feels good. Hands come down, plank, step it back. We're speeding up. Last time, hold it here. Tall plank, strong shoulders. Exhale, lower. Getting ready to move on. Last time in cobra or up dog, enjoy this back bend. This should just feel good. Pull your shoulders down, your back, open up your chest. No pinching in the lower back, right? This should just feel nice. Nice on the lower back. Last time here, and then we are moving on. We've got inchworms to plank, and we've got a down dog into plank. So we've got some planks. Roll yourself down, push yourself back, downward facing dog. Let your heels drop, and let's just hang out in downward dog. We're moving on. Let the heels drop. It's okay if they don't touch the floor. Mine don't. If you have tight calves, your heels may never touch the floor. That's okay. But that's why we're working on it. Bring your hands a little bit further out in front of you. So I'm going to be in a little bit wider stance here. My downward dog is a little bit wider because I'm going to rock myself forward into plank. And I want to have my hands stacked right over my shoulders, not way far in front. It's going to stress out my wrists. So figure out your tall plank position. Again, double up your mat if your wrists are sensitive, or just take a break or do something else. That's okay too. From here, exhale back. Again, you guys, if you ever need to modify, this class is for you. So if there's something about your wrists or shoulders or whatever, modify, sub in for something else. Exhale it back. Inhale, plank. Exhale back. Take a break whenever you need to. We're going to do a few of these, and then we're going to add on. And then we have standing sequence. Reach with your left hand to that outside of that right shin. Across. Get a little bit of obliques. Engage to reach it back if you want, or you can just hang out in this down dog to plank sequence. I'm just adding a little bit of oblique work in and shoulder work. Let's do a few more of these just like this. And then we're going to come into standing inchworms. Two more. Last time. Walk your hands back to your feet. Come to the back of your mat. Step your feet nice and wide. We have inchworms down into plank. I love this as a nice hip opener. Great way to get some mobility in as we walk out into plank. So I'm going to step really nice and wide. The width of my mat, if you have tight hips, you want to give yourself some space here. Inhaling, reach to the sky, get some length. Exhale, walk it out. So I'm going to come down here. My back is flat. Walk it out. Finish in my plank, and then walk it back. Note, as I come back here, my feet are nice and wide so I can finish with this nice flat back. I don't want to be rounded like that, right? Inhale, reach. Exhale at your own pace. This is just use this as your warm-up, right? Just have fun with this. Take it at your own pace. Walking it back. Inhale, reach. Out into plank. If you want to get crazy, add maybe a little push-up in. I always say if you can add in a push-up, then you can say, hey, at least I did one push-up, right? Challenge yourself. Maybe do one push-up. Maybe do two. Let's do a few more of these. Inchworm, standing up nice and tall, lengthen. Exhale, walk it out into plank, and then we are coming down onto the mat for a nice little stretch before we get into our challenging core series of 3 core exercises. Last time here, walk it out, walk it back. Beautiful. Come down onto the mat, hands and knees. Let's get into cat-cow. One of my favorites. All of these are my favorites, but I especially like the cat-cow because it just is pretty much anybody can do it. It's gentle. It just is nice to get some movement happening in your entire spine. Check in with your body. Are you really articulating all the way from your head down through your tailbone arch? Are there any sticky spots, tight spots that aren't moving well? Just be gentle with this, right? Exhale, curl. Inhale, lower, mellow, right? Just taking it easy. We have a challenging sequence next, so let's just kind of get all loosened up. Breathing. Remember, when we are engaging our core and our abs, we still need to breathe. Use that breath. Let's do a few more here. Nice and mellow. Two more here. Last one. Perfect. All right, we're gonna start off on our back with maybe the hardest one first. I don't know. So we're gonna do a V up, alternating opposite arm and leg meets into the middle. Now the hard part is the lowering, it's not the lifting. So you're gonna have arms and legs here. If this is too challenging and you wanna just come into this elbow to knee, this is gonna be your easiest version. So if you wanna just kind of hang out here, now your full extended version is arms and legs extend, exhale, reach to the middle. On the lowering, keep your lower back pressed down. That's the hard part. Start in with these. Let's try not to kick or hit my own plants. Exhale, reach to the middle. If you wanna give your head a little bit of support, you can also have one hand behind the head. Focus on that exhale, and then again, as I'm lowering, I'm not letting my lower back lift. And I want you to remember that because that's gonna be what we're focusing on for these next exercises, is really maintaining that solid, stable core here, not arching our back, not losing it. So that means that really as my legs lower, whichever version you're doing, whether it's this one, right? I'm still maintaining that lower back pressed down. That's gonna happen from the front body. Rib cage is pressed down. I'm really trying to create this nice tension and this solid core. That's really, in my opinion, why we want to do a lot of this core work, right? Creating that stable base. Stability for our spine, for our arms and legs to move off of that stable base. Breathe, make sure you are breathing. Again, you have multiple ways you can add the arms and the legs. Bending the knee to elbow is going to be easier. We have a long set this first round. We're going into some nice endurance for our core. So I like to change it up, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Always changing, always hitting different aspects of our core. This first round is going to be our longest set. Then we'll get faster and quicker. Chin is tucked in. Let's do a few more. Breathing, I like to focus on that exhale as I come up. Exhale, come up. 10 more. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Shake it out. Let's come up into seated Russian twist, V twist. We are going to change these each round, coming up into seated, just to change it up a little bit. Sitting up, grabbing behind the thighs, lean back, find that position. Our first round is going to be pretty easy. Maybe, maybe not. So you can have the legs hovering, that's gonna make it harder. Arms hovering here, and then adding that twist. Now if you wanna bring the feet down, that's okay as well. If you want to add a weight, to add a little bit of extra resistance, that's fine. I like to focus on having this nice upright posture and really focusing on the rotation, really engaging my obliques. That last exercise was a lot of obliques, deeper abdominals, and so is this one. A lot of oblique work, a lot of lower back engagement here too, right? Because you need to sit up nice and tall, maintain this posture, and not start to get saggy and sinking, sitting up nice and tall. Whether or not you have the weights or a water bottle would also work. Again, we're gonna change this one in our next 2 rounds. We have 3 rounds, 3 exercises. That's what we're doing today. Stretch, cool it down. See what else we have time for. Probably not a lot, but we will get in some stretching. Sitting up nice and tall. We have glute exercise next. That is the 3rd one in this series. Glutes are part of your core, in case you didn't know that. At least to me it is. Right, so we're just kind of creating some foundation, some strength in our obliques, abdominals, posterior chain, glutes, hamstrings, lower back. Everything is connected and a part of that core. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you have a mini band and you want to put it around your thighs for this glute bridge exercise, now is your chance, or weights on the hips here. I'm going to start easy just so we can get our glutes a little activated. So we're going to start with the basic glute bridge. Join in when you can. Squeeze your glutes every time you lift. Activate, squeeze. We are starting easy. Again, I said this is a long set. So we're gonna do our basic glute bridge like this, and just when your butt is starting to burn, we're gonna keep going and change it to our frog bridge with the knees out. Again, you can add the mini bands around the thighs to add a little bit more resistance. You can also have weights. Here you can also bring the arms overhead, add a little bit more core, challenge your balance, or you can hold a weight here. I got a million other ideas. So you can always add on to these glute bridges, digging in with the heels. At this position, my knees are at about 90, feet are hip distance apart. Let's do 4 more. Lift, 3, squeeze each time, 2, 1. Bring your feet together, knees fall out. This is our frog bridge. We are not done. Keep going. Really squeeze, activate your glutes. Now this exercise, you are definitely strengthening hamstrings, glutes, lower back. I really want you to focus on glutes. So squeeze with each lift. Yes, your hamstrings are probably feeling like they're gonna cramp. There should be no pain in your lower back with this one, right? Your lower back is working, but it should not feel like strained. Let's do a few more again. Knees come out, slightly different emphasis on the glutes. 10, 9, 8, all the way up, 7, all the way, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to those V-ups, whichever version you're doing. Shake the legs out for a second. I just feel like I needed to do that too. Start your V-up by exhaling, press your lower back down, connecting from here to here, right? Not rib cage flared. Exhale. From here, reach. Reach, whichever version you want to do. Again, can be here. As the leg lowers, do not lose that connection with the lower back to the mat. That's the hard part. That's where we're creating that tension, that bracing. Again, focus on creating that ab tension, right? So I'm locking everything in from the front and the back body. And then can you breathe underneath that? That is a challenge for a lot of people. Breathing, breathe. Exhale, crunch. Exhale, that breath should help you create more engagement in your core. So use it to help you. 10, 9, 8, 7. Then we're sitting up for our next V up. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Coming up into seated. We are not doing Russian twists. We are doing knee crunches. These ones are always so exhausting to me. Leaning back. Now again, you can have the arms floating here as you pull the knees in, or you can have your hands down. I'm gonna have my hands down. I just feel like being lazy today. The main thing with these knee crunches is, again, when we're sitting into this Russian twist position, is that you're not sitting, tucking your tailbone under. Sit up nice and tall. Other thing I will cue people, if you are a cyclist or a runner, or you're like, all I feel is my hip flexors with this, all I feel is my legs, tighten your abs more, right? So part of what we want to do with some of these exercises, like our glute bridge, our knee crunch, like this one, is kind of change that focus where your brain is really engaging and getting a little bit of that neuromuscular activation. So tighten your abs here, squeeze your glutes for your bridge. Really get that attention going, and that should redirect some of the work. Some of it is just, it is on your head, I hate to say. But it is in a good way, right? So let's change that focus. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come onto your back, glute bridge. Let's come back into that basic glute bridge. And then we're gonna stay up high and turn it into a marching bridge. But let's go with our glute bridge first. Feet are hip distance apart. Squeeze glutes before you lift. Again, get your brain engaged. Squeeze. Each one, squeeze, squeeze. Again, mini bands are on the thighs. Always a nice one. I love to add the mini bands to these glute bridges. Or weights. You are still doing a nice glute strengthener here and hip strengthener with the bridge, even with none of that, right? So we're gonna do these, and then this is gonna transition into that marching bridge. So the marching bridge is we basically keep our hips up high, and then we alternating tap each foot. So that requires a little bit more of that core engaged to keep you up there. 4 more here. 3, 2, 1. Hold it up, march. March. We have one more round after this. It's going to be a speed round. So we're going to just jam through this last round. Couple more here. Slightly changing our last series in 3, 2, 1. Legs down, V up, bring that opposite arm and leg to meet to the center. This is our speed round. Let's get through it quickly so we can stretch. We might go over by a minute or two. Got to get our stretches in. Have to. Almost done here. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Coming up into seated. Kick the legs out. This one's going to hurt. Find this seated position. Lean back. Flutter those legs. Can you see me? Yeah? Good. Hold it here. Kick, 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 kick. If you want to hover and hold, kind of like in our boat pose here. Again, I'm trying to sit up nice and tall. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bridge on your back. Finish up with our basic glute bridge. Let's just keep it simple and just squeeze the heck out of those glutes. Finish up. We are almost done here. And then we get to stretch. Squeeze. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, almost done. 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are done. Let's stretch. Let those knees go side to side, nice and gentle. Slow the breath down. Let's just start to cool it down. Hug your knees into your chest. Give them a good squeeze. Rock them side to side. Give your lower back a nice little massage here. Let's just slow down the breath. Get into a little bit of stretching, hips and back. Anything else that you feels like needs stretching for you, and this is your chance, this is your class. Like I said, your body, figure out what you need to work on. Let that left leg extend long on the mat, shake it out. Make some little hip circles with that right hip. Or whatever feels good, right? If you have some other stretch that's like, oh yeah, that always feels good on my hip, do that, right? Little hip circles here. And then with your left hand, bring that right knee across your body. So grab nice and gently, pull that knee across. I want you to find that angle that feels good on you. So it could be the knee higher, it could be the knee lower, could be twisting all the way off the mat into more of a spinal twist. Open that right arm out at an angle. Give your chest and shoulders a nice stretch. Again, this is gonna look different